Hello there, Golf Freak here, and welcome back to my Let's Play Dragon Age Origins, where we last left off. We were getting ready to talk to
You've
the
done me a
dwarves.
service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Okay, we want... There we go.
A trust follow, Warden. Fair journeys, Warden.
How magnificent. These must be the statues of the Dwarven Paragon.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that! After me,
I haven't eaten
get back to the forge. I want to be more detailed.
Very well. As you say.
Show respect, Surfacer. You're in the Hall of Heroes, home to the best of us. Paragons, dwarves who achieve such greatness, they're considered ancestors even if they yet walk among us. If only we had one now. A unifier. A voice like that, there would be no dissension.
Huh.
Perhaps I don't want you to. A Surfacer should not... Goodbye, Warden.
You must be vastly relieved, Wynne. Relieved. I do not understand what...
Am I recording? My frames are amazing
Most
right now.
your age would spend much of their time preoccupied
Gosh. Well, that was too good to be true. How smooth the game was running all of a sudden.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Wow. Well...
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order. Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here. They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate. See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy. And the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there. Sort this all out in a hurry.
Proving?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate. A true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter. Yes, you should.
Well, you're a jerk.
It has begun.
Huh.
Where did they put all the rock, I wonder?
Ancestors' gardens. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
Who are you?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return, or for the ancestors to accept his soul. It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them. The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by Dark Spawn that way. You're asking what I would pay for your services?
You can't demand payment. Don't be cruel.
No, the deep roads are dangerous. If I had anything of worth... But wait, I saved his shield, the masterpiece map. If someone were to find my son or his body, they can have the shield with my blessing.
Okay.
How? There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself. A warden. So you could do it. Only warden. Oh, thank you.
Take heart, good widow Vilda.
Please.
Okay.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for. Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not. Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade. Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our... Orzammar will decide what we can or can't be. Blight may be imminent on the surface, but there will be topsiders left for trade. There's no end to you. I'll take your gold.
Okay. Man, those are expensive. Okay. Dust Town.
Maker's blessing on you, brother. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light.
Even in the very bowels of the earth, we hear no end of this chant.
And that is something to rejoice in, good sister. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar. The Shaper controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
The Shaper of Memories?
The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce. I can see the Maker's hand on...
If this chantry could help just one person as...
Please, let me know as soon as...
Yeah, of course you approve. Massive cunning.
As you say.
Okay.
I once drank a thimble of Dwarven ale, woke up a week later in Jada wearing nothing but my shoes and a towel.
Oh, wow, really? For some reason I picked you as the good girl. But...
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their... Lord Dennick Helmi, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
Things are hardly equal on the surface. I don't know, a controversial opinion for a dwarf in the assembly.
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the assembly? I've always liked that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary. Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
1 second. H+1. I guess I have to decide how it works. I'm getting some stuff.
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill. As you...
Okay.
What? Get away. You'll change like the rest. Monsters hidden in all my friends. They follow you. Once you are in the story, they possess... See? I found copies. Take them. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Huh. Okay. What are you guys doing? Wow, they actually have other languages?
Afternoon, stranger. Looking for a stool to share a brew?
Who are you?
Name's Naveen. I fight with Prince Balin's Expeditionary Field Unit. Yourself? Figured as much. Good folks, Wardens. I was in the deep roads when that one came by. What was his name? Duncan, something like that.
Duncan. You know Duncan? You knew Duncan?
I met him, sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the deep roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines. I go where I'm sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs. Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live. Every Grey Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world. Go die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow, and we're not the only ones. Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams, looking for signs of Bronca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Who's Bronca?
Bronca was a paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her whole house into the deep roads more than... No chance she could have survived. Excuse me.
Okay. Explore everywhere we can.
Welcome to... I'm looking for a new set of mail. At Jennar's, we have everything from leather to platinum. I stay out of politics. Lord Harriman, but the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object. For 100 generations. My father made his name by inventing a fall and tacit, but I'm guessing by your face you're not a smith yourself. That she was. The best to walk these tunnels since Caradon himself. Threw it away. The best smith who ever lived, bar none. He gave us the secret of forging golems that could walk, talk, and defend our borders. When we had them, no dwarf had to risk himself against the Darkspawn. It was a His work was lost centuries ago when his tide fell to the Darkspawn. No one even knows where it is. It didn't last 6 months as a noble before she set into the deep road. Now she's dead in the tunnels. All that the best smith who ever... His work was lost centuries ago. Of course.
Let's see what you got. Dragon bone. It's actually a little bit worse. I mean, actually, it's a lot of bit worse, except for this massive armor, which is much better. Okay. Well, we shall just continue exploring around. Oh, the import store is closed. I wonder why.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too.
Common nugs? I don't know.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down. Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
Sure. I'm not even sure what a nug is. It sounds like an insect or bug or something.
Excuse me. Do you have a moment? You look like you're not from around here.
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
The Circle of Magi?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with... I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Why wouldn't they?
No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them. I want to go to the Circle to study.
Study what?
I assure you that desire will depart the moment you arrive.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great... and the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
Well, I can bring the request.
That would be wonderful. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter and... Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now.
An unlikely scholar. How interesting.
Greetings and welcome to... Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you... I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the... Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work I've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself. Of course we are. Weak surfacers like you touch the raw ore, and you'll bleed from your eyeballs in hours. Weird seeing how big you are. Even surface dwarves lose it. Us down here, though, we should be able to handle it just fine. Only not too much, and not every day, and not breathing the dust, and not direct in the blood. Ancestors' own bad luck. Not crazy, just a little... I have the best blades here. Enchanted to hold fire, ice, anything you want to put in it. Right, bet.
Physical techniques. The talent. Creation while explore. Why does it give me? That is actually really good though. It's just freakishly expensive. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of gifts to give back once we get back in camp, and I think I already have a couple of them. I have for my party, but well. Whoa. Ridiculously expensive. Tier 7. Oh gosh, that is ridiculously expensive, but ridiculously good at the same time. Man, oh, I need to make a ton of money. Well, let's go in. Oh, that's the diamond quarter. Let's just look down here. A nug.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell. Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude. But find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Well, apparently it's a cheap way to make money.
What's this? Are you? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the... And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Don't let the comm fool you.
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Yeah, they made the move on the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except
Except during blights. And ancestors save us if that's what's happening. Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and a few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types. It's an independent company of soldiers. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join, and swear their only goal is a Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm, and hunt in packs. Watch out. Alright, for your sake.
So apparently that's the deep roads. Well, let's go to the Diamond Quarter. Unless... No, we're still okay on time. Could be a little bit longer if it turns out to be. We shall see. Wow, it's actually devouring my memory for some reason. My RAM memory. It's already larger than the actual game itself, which is kind of scary.
That's excellent armor. Dwarven make?
Potentially. I wouldn't put it past him.
From what I've heard
You
of
have
Dwarven
come at a
politics,
difficult time.
I'm almost surprised we
Orzammar
haven't
is
seen
ill
blood
for
running these
want of a
streets.
king.
Could the end of Orzammar be nigh? Turn to Lord Harrowmont and assure the future of
It's been a while since we saw a Grey Warden. I bet they're avoiding Orzammar.
I just get paid to speak the truth. If you have an issue, speak to my employer.
Okay.
Welcome to Lord Harrowmont's estate.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender. Second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help. That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord, he cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters. The proving is a contest of the best warriors in Orzammar. If you were to enter the proving as Lord Harrowmont, Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then. Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont, if you change your mind, let me know. The proof...
Okay. Well... Let's look at my journal, because this already... Politics. I hate politics. The Chamber of Assembly. Let's go there. I'm glad they gave me an out to that. Because I really don't want to start doing that.
Is required against the Darkspawn, says Lord Balin.
You know, after all this is over, I wouldn't mind getting a job here. I could sing.
As you say.
Let's figure out this stuff.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartak Devorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring? Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is, that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now. My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harriman for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests. You must understand, Harriman hides behind his good reputation while sending... It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper. That hurts worst of all. That Harriman would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be. Harriman has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
If a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harriman's deception.
Irrefutable evidence? Which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harriman promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harriman can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote.
Yeah, Harriman.
I have copies of the promissory notes Harriman gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get them?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty. Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harriman's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion. I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where you're...
Ugh!
Will you do it?
Well, you know what? This is the way I see it. Nobody cares. In fact, everyone else, no one really seems to care. They just seem to be like, but no one else really cares, okay? None of the other dwarves care. And this guy, the other guy says like, oh, well, you need to fight for me. And this guy says that, oh, well, he's using lies and corruption to gain power. And to me, it sounds like if we're exposing him, and if it's truthful, then I don't really want the other guy to be king anyway. And this guy is the prince, So I guess, yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go with this guy.
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at Tapster's. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Yeah, something seems odd. It just seems odd, but, well, whatever. I'm getting played on both ends.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace. Enough. The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Probably should have done this first, but oh well.
Stone Forsaken, I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only Dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in. Forgive me. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne. I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin. I only wish there was more.
Okay, so this did absolutely nothing then. Okay, well, I'm gonna cut this video off here, and we're gonna go with the prince. So, thank you very much for watching, and God bless.